They are at the start of their journey, they think outside the box, and they often come up with bright ideas. Their projects are innovative, they are a new generation of business people, and their distinguishing features are creativity and enthusiasm. This is the world of startups, the program about IT developers and the industry of startups. Hello everyone! Last week went by fast, and we're back on Kazakh TV again to tell you about the recent news about the innovations in the IT industry and the current trends that are changing our life. Watch on this edition. What should every startup in Kazakhstan know to get funding from the government? New state grant programs to support entrepreneurs starting their businesses. Why have some Kickstarter projects failed? We analyze the reasons in this episode. The competitions of business ideas initiated by the Atameken Startup Public Fund. Watch a report from our correspondents about how the event was held. How is it possible for a beginner entrepreneur to get a loan without a deposit? The Fund for the Development of Entrepreneurship, DAMU, has presented a new training program for starting small businesses. Find out the details in the news. Vyacheslav Popov is a coach with 10-year experience and 3 university degrees. He decided to attend the business advisor training organized by the DAMU State Fund to learn about how the declarations work in practice. Apart from this training, Vyacheslav enrolled for all trainings held by the fund. He says that he didn't believe the free classes can be effective until he attended one at DAMU. By the end of day 2 of the training program, we had formed a good team. We worked in groups and built up new networks and professional contacts. The participants were discussing their cooperative projects. We made a lot of friends here and learned about technologies that are applicable to business. Apart from educating programs, the fund offers fast loans to startups. The fund will also guarantee 70% of the loan. The applicant will only have to have 30% as a deposit, which he or she will get back as soon as they clear all the debts. The revised program of guaranteed loans has been working for more than 1 year. During this time, DAMU has supported 400 entrepreneurs, half of which are beginners in business. The fund awards 20 million tenge to startups and 3 times as much to continuing entrepreneurs.
Эта сумма небольшая, 20 миллионов тенге.
The sum of 20 million tenge is not very big, but we want to nurture our entrepreneurs gradually, till the moment they get their first loan. For example, a girl who has just consulted with us will get a loan to buy a sewing machine and will start earning money, and then will be able to buy more equipment to develop her business. Aziz Jalilov is one of those who benefited from the DAMU Fund program to buy necessary equipment for his denture laboratory. He needed 230 million tenge. When he obtained the equipment, he managed to automate the process of making denture, which made it less time-consuming. This also raised the ranking of the laboratory, as there are only 2 clinics that have such equipment in the whole country.
2 программы в моем займе, то есть у меня идет гарантия в DAMU.
In my loans, I have 2 programs. DAMU guaranteed 50%. I didn't have the rest, and the fund guaranteed 50% of the loan. Also, I got state subsidies, which is 7% a year. The government pays for me.
Субсидирование, то есть 7% годовых платит за меня государство.
The practice of guaranteeing loans has been borrowed from South Korea. Every 4th business loan there is guaranteed by the government. Interestingly, there are almost no unpaid debts. The same situation is in Kazakhstan, where there have been only 5 cases of not clearing the loan debts, and the fund had to pay them to the bank.
Не все проекты получают финансирование.
Not all projects get financed from the first time. On the contrary, business people say that failures make them stronger. They try to run their businesses despite their mistakes. We have analyzed several applications on the Kickstarter platform. Let's consider possible reasons for their failures.
Причина неудавшейся кампании.
A team of 7 people consisting of the English, Spanish and Kazakhstanis decided to publish a book of Kazakh sayings and proverbs and translate it into the major world languages. This would have helped Kazakhstani children to learn another language, and foreign readers would have learned about the Kazakh culture and mentality. For the accurate translation of the proverbs into Spanish and English, as well as for the linguistic expertise and certification, illustrations and other kinds of preparation, the team needed $40,000. The project was donated only only $25. Good intentions. But what went wrong? There may have been several reasons for the failure. It might have been the announced amount of money and the fact that Kickstarter is not popular in Kazakhstan. Also, a lot depends on the applicants' initiative and on how active they are popularizing their idea on the social networks and on the related websites when raising the money.
Actively developing economically, culturally.
A Kazakhstani film producer Gauhar Nurtas, who is now working in Hollywood, proposed an idea on Kickstarter in 2013 called Kazakhstan Kaleidoscope of Ideas. It was supposed to be an annual film festival in Los Angeles, whose main idea was to introduce Central Asian cinematography to the American audience. Unfortunately, the project failed to raise the necessary amount of $200,000 from potential investors. The probable reason for the failure was the fact that there was no bonus. The probable reason for the failure was the fact that there was no bonus for the backers or people who donate the money in case the project would have raised all the money. Various prizes, bonuses and rewards are important as they motivate the Kickstarter users to make their contributions. Concluding the mentioned cases, those who would like to undertake similar projects and would like to raise money for them on the Kickstarter platform may find the following advice useful. Your project has to have a video presentation. It will be very good if people in the video are charismatic and sincere. Add some humor as well, and you will make an interesting and engaging video clip. Another useful suggestion is the previously mentioned bonuses and prizes for donators. People will donate their money more willingly if you promise a t-shirt with the logo of the project, a memory stick or a gift edition of a book, for example. The amount of money you want to raise should not be too large, but it shouldn't be too small either, so that you won't regret later. And the most important thing to remember is good preparation, because Kickstarter is 90% about PR and only 10% your project. Your relations with large news websites, a list of forums and blogs, articles and reviews prepared beforehand, photos and designs of the prizes, all these are important as well. If you have doubts about your abilities, turn to a reputable PR agency. Good luck with your projects. In Kazakhstan, the competition of business ideas has started. The organizer of the event is the Atameken Startup Fund. For 3 years of this competition, it has had more than 5,000 young participants, and there have been about 300 business teams of young entrepreneurs. This year, as usual, it is being held in the largest city of the country, Almaty. Almaty is the 7th point in the list of the 23 cities of Kazakhstan on the route of the national competition Atameken Startup. The 3-day marathon of competitions of business ideas from the scratch to the business plan was a serious challenge for 15 teams who reached the final. At the start, the participants had to tell the jury about their idea during 1 minute. The final presentation, according to the crash test results, took a little more than 4 minutes. The money prize for each participant city is 600,000 tenge, half of which goes to the winner, and the rest is distributed between second and third place holders. Each of the winners has the opportunity to meet with the investors of the fund face-to-face. At our fund, we have an informal club of business angels. They are investors and successful business people who realized it's time to invest into young people's business projects. The winner team are the developers of the biometric equipment Qubit. Their project aims at improving the security system in Kazakhstan. To produce the commercial product, they will need $100,000. A researcher and the founder of the project, Qubit, Rasul Yunusov, says that he couldn't believe the jury and the spectators would understand the essence of the technically complicated project just in 4 minutes. Honestly, I'm surprised I have won this competition, because this project is a very complex, high-tech one, and I thought it would be difficult to explain it to the people and explain its importance. That's why I'm pleased I was understood. The competition is not over yet. There are other 15 cities awaiting their turns to host the preliminary tours of the competition. The finalists of these tours will gather together at the final meeting with the business angels. Last year, thanks to the event, 10 projects were financed with the total sum of $100,000. The organizers want to increase the funding this year. Well, that's all for now. Follow our updates on the pages of the social networks. See you next time on Kazakh TV.